Well folks, the NFL just threw us a curveball the size of Texas. Joey Bosa, four-time Pro Bowler, absolute menace on the field, is hitting the open market. The Los Angeles Chargers decided to rip off the Band-Aid, sending shockwaves through the league. Can you believe this? Bosa, a guy who can single-handedly wreck your game plan, is free to sign wherever he wants. You better believe every GM in the league is blowing up his phone right now because this is a chance to land a game changer. We're talking about a guy who lives in the backfield, a quarterback's worst nightmare. This is huge. So buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into the top 7 potential landing spots for Joey Bosa. We're gonna break down who's got the best shot, who can afford him, and where Bosa can make the biggest impact. Let's get after it. First up, we gotta start with the San Francisco 49ers. Let's be honest, the Niners are already stacked on defense. I mean, they're like that kid in school who always had the newest Jordans. But even with all that talent, adding a guy like Bosa, that's like putting a turbocharger on a Ferrari. We're talking about a defense that could feature Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, and Joey Bosa. Good luck to any offense trying to score against that. Quarterbacks would be seeing ghosts, man. They'd be calling for a timeout before the ball's even snapped. Plus, you know Kyle Shanahan wouldn't mind having another weapon at his disposal. Imagine the havoc they could create together. It's a scary thought, man. If Bosa ends up in the Bay Area, the rest of the NFC better watch out. They might just become the most feared defense in the league. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens, a team that knows a thing or two about defense. They've built a culture of toughness in Baltimore, and Bosa would fit right in. Just picture him lining up next to Calais Campbell and Odafe Owa. That's a recipe for disaster for opposing quarterbacks. We're talking about sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions, the whole 9 yards. With Bosa in the mix, the Ravens would be sending a message to the rest of the league. Good luck running the ball on us. And let's not forget about their secondary, led by Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. They're already one of the best in the business. And with Bosa terrorizing quarterbacks, those turnovers are just gonna keep on coming. The Ravens could be one piece away from a Super Bowl run, and Bosa might just be that missing piece. Alright, let's talk about the New England Patriots, because, you know, Bill Belichick is always cooking up something. He's like a mad scientist when it comes to building a team, and Bosa would be a heck of an experiment. We all know Belichick loves a dominant defense, and Bosa could be the cornerstone of a new era in New England. Imagine him learning from one of the greatest defensive minds in NFL history. Talk about a scary thought. Belichick is always a step ahead of the game, and signing Bosa would definitely shake things up in the AFC East. The Patriots have been relatively quiet in free agency lately, but this move would make a statement. It would be vintage Belichick, make a big splash when nobody expects it. Now let's mosey on down to Dallas, where the Cowboys are always looking to make headlines. Jerry Jones loves to make a splash, and signing Joey Bosa would definitely send shockwaves through the league. Can you imagine the hype? We're talking about putting Bosa on a defense that already has Micah Parsons, one of the most electrifying young players in the game. That would be a 1-2 punch that would have offensive coordinators losing sleep. The Cowboys are always in win-now mode, and adding Bosa would give them a legitimate shot at a Super Bowl run. Plus, you know Jerry loves those big names, and Bosa would be a marketing dream in Dallas. The only question is, can they afford him? Next up, we head to Titletown, where the Green Bay Packers are hoping to bounce back after a disappointing season. They say defense wins championships, and adding Bosa would be a huge step in the right direction. We all know about Aaron Rodgers and that explosive offense, but imagine giving them a defense that can actually get some stops. Bosa would instantly upgrade their pass rush and make life a lot easier for the back end. The Packers have a history of making big moves, and signing Bosa would show the rest of the league that they're serious about competing for a Super Bowl. Plus, who wouldn't want to see Bosa sacking Kirk Cousins twice a year? Alright, let's talk about the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're already the team to beat, but adding Bosa would be like adding another cheat code to their already stacked roster. I mean, can you imagine Bosa lining up opposite Chris Jones? That defensive line would be unblockable. Patrick Mahomes would be sitting on the sidelines, sipping on his water bottle because the game would already be over by halftime. The Chiefs are always looking to add more weapons, and Bosa would be the ultimate defensive weapon. It might seem unfair to the rest of the league, but hey, that's what happens when you're at the top of the food chain. Last but not least, we have the Seattle Seahawks, a team that knows a thing or two about building a dominant defense. Remember the Legion of Boom? They were one of the most feared defenses in NFL history, and Bosa could be the cornerstone of a new era in Seattle. He would bring that same intensity and swagger that made the Seahawks so much fun to watch. Plus, Pete Carroll is a defensive mastermind, and you know he would love to get his hands on a talent like Bosa. The Seahawks have been quietly rebuilding, and adding Bosa would send a message to the rest of the NFC West. We're back, baby. The NFC West is already a gauntlet, but the Seahawks with Joey Bosa would make things very interesting. So there you have it, folks, the top 7 potential landing spots for Joey Bosa. This is a developing situation and you know we'll be all over it. Where do you think Bosa will end up? Let us know in the comments below and we'll shout out some of your takes on the next show. This is going to be fun to watch unfold, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more NFL news and analysis, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more updates on Joey Bosa's next move and other breaking NFL news. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest sports news and analysis.